Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske back with another installment of Something Old, Something New, Something Borrowed, and Something Blank. This is a series I've been doing on my channel to encourage you to give some love to your older supplies. I've got a ton of things to cover today, so stick around. That video is coming up next. So here's a look at the supplies I'm going to use for today's card, and my something old, we start out with my CZ Design Big Old Birthday. Now I have not used these for at least a year. I don't know, it's been a while, so I'm qualifying these as old. I do have coordinating dies for these to cut out the greetings. And I thought today I would make a card that says, "You age like a fine wine." So I pulled out one of my dies. This is the wine glass. However, this die actually comes with a little inside of the wine, but I have lost it. I have no idea where it is, so I'm going to make do. My something new today is these Concord and Ninth diagonal shortcuts. I think these dies are really cool. I used them in a recent video, which I will pop a card up here for you if you want to check that out, but I just think they're really fun and make for an easy way to create a card front. For my something borrowed, I went to my color cube and pulled this palette. I thought it would be nice with You Age Like a Fine Wine with these sort of wine tones. And then I thought, what if I had a pattern paper that would also coordinate with this palette? And so I pulled out this craft consortium. These are called the Essential Craft Papers. Ink Drops Vivid is this palette. And if you look in here, some of these colors really do kind of tie in. Like, look at that. That is very much in line. So I think I'm going to try to incorporate one of these in lieu of ink blending, because I think they look cool, and I think it's really similar in palette. So let's get started. So I went ahead and cut out 3 panels. Now, of course, I'm using my little nail polish wand to pick up my dies because I love not digging to get my dies. For now, I am going to do just 3, and I pulled cardstock colors. I think I've got a mix and match here, and I'll be sure to list the colors that I'm using because I have some Concord and Ninth, and I have at least one Gina K color, and I think these 3 colors look pretty good, but what I don't know is what the rest of the card is going to look like. So I wanted to show you how they look on this panel, all right? And we'll just go like that for now, and that. So I wanted something, and actually, you know, it would be kind of cool. Here's what's fun about having a panel of cardstock. You can kind of crop it any way you like, so I can, you know, probably do something more on this line so that we're going to get a little of all of it in, because I think this would make a really pretty background, or this would make a really pretty strip topper. Now that's what I'm not sure yet. So let's move on. I decided I'm going to swap out a piece of sweet pea instead of that dragon fruit, because I think, and I think you'll agree, that's just a better match for that whole palette. But before I glue anything down, what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and first, I'm going to stamp my greeting. I'm going to get my sentiment off of the acetate. Put this right here to save a little cardstock. And I'm going to pick this up. So I have my mini Misty here, and inside I have my waffle flower grip mat. It's going to hold my cardstock in place. Actually, let me line that up a little better. I'm trying not to get my oily hands all over the place. And I'm going to prime this stamp with my little eraser from Altenew. Just conditions it for the first pass. You're not going to have to do this once your stamps are conditioned. It's just when they're brand new. And I have not used this stamp yet. So I'm going to take some clear embossing ink. This is from Simon Says Stamp. Ink up my stamp really well. Bring it down and use my, oh look, my tool actually matches my project today. Love when that happens, but we're gonna transfer the ink. Oh, that looks good. I hope I didn't go too hard on the delicate like part, but I think it's gonna be just fine. I like it, and I don't think it needs to be stamped again. Maybe just a little tap and drop. All right, let me grab my folded piece of paper. I've got my Brutus Monroe alabaster powder. We'll just sprinkle that on and see how I did. I think I did well. You never know. It's a moment of truth. Oh, looks pretty good. A little bit of, oh, I didn't use anti-static powder. Well, that's a shocker. Let's see if I can get the powder clean. Actually, that's not bad. I'm going to take my little brush here and do some cleanup. I don't usually forget that step, especially when using black cardstock. In fact, this may be unusable, but we'll see. Let me work on it for a bit. Try to get those little pieces out. I may have to redo it because that is why we use the powder. Just because the little errant pieces show up on black like crazy. You know what? That looks really good. I'm kind of surprised. That embossed really well. Well, normally I would use the anti-static powder beforehand, but we are going to move on and cut this out. All right, I've got the coordinating die in place. I did use a little tape just because the cardstock is thick, and now we can run it through the die cut machine. All right, let's take a look. We got a crowded space over here today. All right, here we go. All right, let's take a look, and out you go. I mean, that's not, oh, I pressed in some, it looks like I pressed a little embossing powder into the cardstock. I kind of didn't clean off the area well enough. So I'll work on that just so that it looks a little better. And I'm going to cut out one more so it has a little dimension out of another piece of black. All right, I made a mess of this, and I'm going to show you this little tool. It's basically, I'm going to link something similar. I can't find the exact one that I have, but it's a paper sander. It basically has a tightly bound paper, and it can help you to lift off what works great for foiling when you overfoil or when you over emboss in places. And because for some reason I had powder on my plate, somehow I must have transferred some because my space wasn't clean. That's why this is looking like a hot mess. So you can salvage these kinds of things. This basically just takes that first layer of paper off. So I know it sounds like a dentist drill, but I'm going to work my way around, clean it up to the best of my ability. So I went ahead and cut a few things out here. I have a couple layers of the wine glass base and a matte silver layer. And then I'm going to take the outline here. I think this is the easiest way I know how to do it. I'm going to trace just the vellum like this. And then I'm going to just fussy cut just on the inside of that. I hope it doesn't smear. So that I can have a little on the inside to look like a glass that is frosted. You know what I'm trying to do here, I think. I'll see if I can get it right. I need it to be, I mean, it could be an insert piece too. I could have used like the negative space, but what I wanted to have happen was actually sandwich it, and I think it'll make sense in a minute. So we're gonna go here like that. Maybe get a little more of that. Okay, because what I want is I want that to be perfectly placed behind here, and then it's gonna sit over. I'm gonna cut some of this. So I'll make it look like I have the fill, even though I don't know what I did with it. But that's what happens. I just want to make sure this looks pretty good. I'm going to push this up and out of the way, and I'll put a little liquid glue just around the edge. Just little dots here. And then I will just take this and line it up like that. I think that's going to be just fine. Yep, that looks great. In fact, I don't want to push down too hard. I'm going to use this other piece of vellum. Kind of smooth it a bit. And now I can go ahead and add some dimension by adding one more layer, and then I can sandwich in the last piece, I think. We'll see. I think it'll look cute. I don't usually build upside down, but I think this is cute. Okay, get you on there like that. And just line you up. Wiggle that into place. And I actually should pick it up because it's hard to see. And flip. There we go. Just want to make sure that it's straight. That. Now I can cut this. You know what? I'm going to cut it with a paper trimmer, which might seem silly, but I just can't do things straight with my glass. I wish I had the cute little insert. I don't. But we'll make a little, we'll make it like a glass partially full, like that. I think that's cute. Again, when you see the actual package, it comes with more. Now, all I'm going to have to do here, okay, is we're going to sandwich you in because you are part of the cut. And when I glue the other friend down, well, I guess I don't really need to. This will, hopefully, stay in place because of the other die cut. And honestly, I could take a tiny bit of tape. It's an old trick I learned. Just go like that. And as long as the tape is small enough, it's going to make sure your die cut doesn't slip. So it's a little involved, but I think this is very cute. Oh, there's one of my grandkitty's cat hairs. They show up everywhere. All right, we're going to wiggle that into place and pick that up. Oh, it didn't really want to stick at all. Come here now. Get in there. It's very delicate. Oh my gosh. Not sticking at all. Gonna have to hold it for a second. Oh, come on. Come on. Don't mess up at the very end. 11th hour. We got to do it. Got to get it in there. All right. Now I'll get my brick and add pressure. Like that. So now I have to figure out all of the placement. And I think what I am going to do is there will be foam squares involved. There will be a wine glass obviously involved. I'm not 100% sure yet though how. So that's where I kind of have to figure out what is happening here because I want this, you know what, it might, well, we'll see. We might have to have a little tipped wine glass. I'm not sure, but I am thinking I'm going to glue these down first so that I can figure this out because I'm not loving the way this is looking, but I'm going to make it work. So I'm going to glue these down first. This isn't really showing up as much as it would on a lighter background, and I didn't really think of that until, well, you know, until we get into it, you just don't know. So I'm coming in here, and I'm going to use the edge of this little friend, and let me get my little mat that I can. No cat hair though. Come on, get out of there, Frankie. I know you're there. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing these strips down. So I'm going to go right to the edge here, like that, and then all the way out here too. And then use this little friend here, my Score Buddy edge, to say, there you go. You go right there and drop it down. Now I am going to trim this a little because I trimmed my paper panel a little bit off, and that's going to be fine. I'm going to glue this on too. I'll use a die, and it should be able to cut through both the pattern paper and the cardstock pretty easily. So again, we're just going to butt that one up there and do our third one as well. Come here. Come here. Feeling very awkward right now. Although would it look cute in the middle like that? See, here's the weird thing. I'm kind of in this stack zone, but no, I think I'm going to stay with my original plan. All right. Come here, line up against you, and press. All right, so let's figure out the crop because I do know this is definitely going to be a critical part. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe this one does go down a little more like this where you can actually see through it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure yet. Let me grab my die. I'm going to bring in, oh, let's see here. Maybe our crop looks something like that. Okay, and then that's going to come over a little. It's going to be popped up though. I will pop it up so that it hovers. And maybe it doesn't need to be tilted. Maybe maybe the greeting tilts. Okay, we just came up with something. I think we just came up with something. Okay, I am going to put a piece of tape on here. I kind of like that. I never think in angles, and I think that's going to be really cute. So let's go there. Okay, I'm going to pick these up. Let me run that through my die cut machine really quickly. So I'm liking this arrangement, but the see-through thing isn't working, and so I think I am going to have to stick some colorful cardstock in there so that A, it picks up that band, but also that you can actually see the wine glass. Sometimes you don't know until you get there, right? And I think it's a fine idea if I had a lighter color, but I made my little fill here just a little thicker, and I'll just pop it in like that, and it will stay in there very nicely, and that is a nice color of glass. Also, I've got oil marks all over here. I don't know what I did, but you're gonna have to pretend like they're not there. And here I think again, I want this to come in so you can see it. I want this to come out just a bit. And then we're going to pop this up with some foam squares. So I think a white note card is going to be really nice for this because of the white embossing on the greeting. And we'll go ahead and get this folded. This is some 110-pound Neenah Classic Crest in the Solar White. Okay, give that a nice press. And I will tape this closed so it will stay flat while I'm working on it. And let me get my stamp. I've been using this self-inking stamp. I just uploaded my logo, and there you go, nicely on the back. All right, I do have foam squares set up now, and I have foam tape on the back. So let's get our spacing here, and I'll take all the backers. I put a little extra on because the cardstock is not, or the pattern paper is not the heaviest in all the land, so I thought it would be nice to have a little extra support. I could have done cardstock, but you know me and the foam tape. Sometimes I just got to do it. I got to go there like that. And now I'm going to pop this down. Excuse my head if it gets in the way. I have to stand up to see what I'm doing. And we're going to give you a nice margin all the way around. Like that. See my little greasy I think it was because, I don't know, I had some oil or something. I don't know, but and there I have my foam. I just want to make sure that I have this in the right place. Okay, so there's the angle. There's that. Oh, yes. See, I think that's very cute. Okay, I need to place this first so that I know exactly what I'm doing. And I think for this, we'll just say we'll put a little glue on the back, and we're going to pretend like you're in the right place and you're in the right place, and we're going to set you down just to get it straight. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I can double check my straightness with my T-ruler because you can bring it to the edge. Oh, come here. And just make sure that your wine glass is flush. Yes, that looks pretty good. Okay, maybe right there. And now let me get all these backers off. But I will say I'm going to put a tiny bit of liquid glue on each foam square just for that little bit of float time before it commits. Okay, because I need to make sure that this goes right over the stem like that. Come on now. I think you're in the right place. And is that angle right? Oh, I think it is. Oh, okay. And press. Now I don't do things that are tilted very often, but dang, that's cute. You know what? I'm going to put a few sequins in Well, but we don't want our wine to have bubbles in it, though. You know what I mean? That would not make any sense at all. So I can't put it in the glass because this is not bubbly. This is decidedly a really bright rosé. Let me grab some sequins and see if I like them. I went in a different direction. I pulled out some of the Positively Dazzling gems. This is the color Taffy, and I think that is a really elegant way to finish the card. So we have 3 clusters of 3. And let's see if I can get them all on here without too much ado. Boop. Of course, it will dry clear, so boop. But I am trying not to smush. You know, I don't want so much glue that boop, that it smushes out. In fact, sometimes when I do this, I want to grab my other tool, which now I can't find, so I'll grab this and just scrape away some of that extra glue. All right, and let's continue. Oh, we went right on there. Come on now. Oh, we're sticking. We got a double. That's not enough. You're seeing some boop drama. Oh, gosh, come on now. Come on. There we go. Picking you up, straight up. Oh, Cathy, you know how to do this. Boop. There we go. Let's get you here. Boop. There we go. And here. Boop. Lovely. We're almost there. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Boop. And this would be such a fun, my sister-in-laws would love this. Boop. In fact, one of them has a birthday coming up, and I should probably boop, set that aside for her. And that is the finished card project. So here again, we have something old, which is this stamp set that I really haven't used in quite a while, and it's a really great birthday set. Like, there's so many. It's called Big Old Birthday, and there's all kinds of greetings. And in fact, I think I will stamp on the inside, "You're the Perfect Vintage," because that will be a great thing to have with this. The something new are these funky diagonal shortcuts. And I just think they're a really cool way to get that perfect angle, and then you know that they're going to line up perfectly. Now, I trimmed mine down a little, but I really do love those. For my something borrowed, I have this fun color palette from the Color Cube Volume 1. These cards are really helping me to kind of push out a little bit from my comfort zone, so I've been having fun using those as well. And for the something blank, I guess I could say something poured. Get it? The white, the glam. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find links to all of the products I used to make today's card in the YouTube description box and on my blog. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more card projects that are part of this series on my YouTube channel, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked below, and I'll see you in those videos.